Hey YouTube, I know it's been a minute. You got Stud Style Tarot back up in the building. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It really has been a lot going on in my life. I know I always say it, but too much is given, much is really required. And oh my God, I actually had a moment last night on Bigo where sometimes these energies be so strong when we be tapping in sometimes to that dark energy. Like, I felt this person's energy being really, really strong enough to try to stop me from speaking. Stopping me from tapping in, connecting to my third eye and my chakra, And I'm like, I got an obsidian crown, but I only pull that out, of course, when I'm dealing with the heavy artillery, and I think the other day, it was that way. Y'all see that? Yeah, made of obsidian. And it's crazy because the way that Spirit led me to even getting this obsidian crown to protect my crown, because I know my energy. I'm super sensitive, which is why I left, I guess, this card deck on the table. We talking about somebody. Let me see where I'm at, y'all. Okay, yeah. Somebody who is high ranking in the spiritual realm. You have honor. And some people are very jealous of honor. When you shine all the time because of that same honor. When you love somebody is the song I believe I was walking in on by, was it Leela James? Oh, no. It was, okay, just before that, it was Lie to Kick It. But the song that I believe I walked in on was When You Love Somebody. And I don't know, I'm getting the energy that somebody was lying to kick it. Maybe because they love that person. Like being a pretender. Lying to kick it. Thinking that was love. But it was like the song before that was the song about going through some changes. Realizing that you shouldn't have to lie to kick it, right? When you have honor in a commitment, being fake. Somebody is learning when it comes to true love, you can't be fake. The changes, the spiritual changes, The ego has to be affected here. You know, we all be in our heads sometimes, right? Trying to run our lives and control our lives and keep everything balanced in our lives. But sometimes Spirit, the Most High, is in control of what's happening in your life. Being divinely guided. There's a difference. Are you guided by your ego, or are you guided by the divine? If you feel like you gotta lie to the person you love, that doesn't sound like a divine connection. You shouldn't have to lie. You should be able to be honest, or at least real, right? At least real. But we really do deal with a lot of people that are lying just to kick it. Spirit is leading me to grab this deck of all decks. And I see why they did. Somebody is overthinking right now at this time. This card says, I'm driving myself crazy. Thoughts of you keep consuming me. Who wouldn't be dreaming and thinking about somebody who's high ranking, a winner, somebody who is a high achiever? And you dogged them out. You treated them bad. Somebody who is writing up all kind of messages for you, collective, but not sending them. Because this is somebody who is worried about being left on red. I mean, why would you want to go back to somebody who wasn't good to you? Right? But this is somebody who said they're going through some changes. They're learning the difference between their ego and being divinely guided. Listening to themselves, their inner thoughts, their inner man or woman, and feeling like they want one last chance. Collective, y'all see that? And the song that's playing right now on Spirit Radio is I Am Your Woman. I cannot make it up. Somebody knows that they are your woman or they are your man. Y'all know y'all got to take it how it resonates. And with that being said, I got to say my prayer, y'all. Angels of the white light, my ancestors and guides, thank you so much for your covering and your protection as I channel these messages for the collective. Anybody known or unknown spirit sending any negative energy my way, return it back to the sender spirit and bind it to them 1,000-fold. So mote it be. In the Most High God's name, we pray. Ashe, Ashe. Now, collective, you know it's been a journey for me. As you can see, I'm able to shuffle a few decks now without my brace on because as a spiritual warrior, some of them spiritual attacks did come through. But knowing how to heal and fight when you know certain things are spiritual attacks. It was just all my spirit guides collective showing me how to connect with the universe here. Somebody is learning some lessons, y'all. You see that? This card says, I'm learning my divine lessons and will soon be by your side. Now see, before I pressed the record, I heard Spirit talking about forgiveness. Like it would take a lot of forgiveness for this person. Right, collective? On your part. Just to get back with this person. Somebody who now may see you as family. This card says, my focus has been on my family. They mean the world to me. And maybe this is somebody who did have a family, but also feeling like your family too. Ooh, did y'all see that? Wow. Now it kind of looks like it's in the reverse. Ooh. But it also looked like it was in the upright and crossing, because it looked like it was crossing, right? When it felt like that. So if I take it like that, this card says unchanged. But crossing. So this could be somebody who is changing, when in the past they were unchanged, right? The song did say they're going through some changes. Wow, that card shot out, y'all. Did y'all see that? And see, it really did depend on how I took it, because I could have just said this person is unchanged, but it looked like it was laying sideways. So this is somebody who may not have wanted to change. That's changing. Let me see what this card says, y'all. It says, I am who I am, not who you want me to be. I'm not going to change. Doesn't that sound very arrogant as well? And somebody with an ego? Wasn't I just talking about egos? Third card, y'all. Wow. Somebody who said they now ready for a commitment. Or could be in one, right? This card says, when I think about my future, I see you. Bottom of the deck, we have that one last chance ain't going nowhere. It's been staying at the bottom of the deck. So we got somebody who was set in their ways. Right, collective? I am who I am. Wait, and I'm not going to change? Oh, it said, I'm not who you want me to be. I am who I am, and I'm not who you want me to be. Now possibly changing to be somebody that you want them to be. because the song that's playing is somebody already broke my heart. So see, maybe when they met you, they were still brokenhearted. So they were acting out of unhealed wounding. Somebody who was still hurt. So y'all know hurt people hurt people. I know we shouldn't keep this storyline going. The people who are hurt need to heal. Y'all need to heal before you get into another relationship. And this is the whole purpose, I think, of tarot. Helping people heal. Helping people understand, their story directly from spirit. It's a beautiful thing. So we got somebody who could be making some changes because they're learning their divine lesson. They're learning their divine lesson. And the divine works in mysterious ways. I'm telling you, I was sitting here hearing that. Divine timing, like everything happening according to God's plan, like how it was divinely orchestrated between you and a person. The person who is still holding on to your energy because they know you a winner. You the one. And they want one last chance, collective. Ready to now marry you. Unexpected event. Urgent news. Something done happened to somebody, huh? Let's see what this card says. It says, breaking news of unexpected disputes and rising tensions, engaged in constant battles and facing relentless opposition. Urgent news. Is somebody fighting with the karmic? They not getting along over there? Is that the breaking news that you need to know, collective? Unending disputes. So somebody is realizing that the person they chose was not the person they should have. Here we go. Bottom of the deck, somebody seeking help. Tired of constantly fighting, huh? I get it. Crying out for support. Help arrives from unexpected quarters. Invisible forces of help guide you through troubled waters. Oh, so look at spirit coming through and saving their baby from a bad situation. That could be the Most High telling them or showing them to walk away from a karmic and walk into their journey, their light. And that's what's causing them to make these changes, y'all. Step into their light. Make these changes. Be a better version of themselves, right? Wow, it came out. Y'all, did y'all see that flip? The unexpected event. Wow. That's powerful. Unexpected disputes and rising tensions. They not getting along with that person they with. And that person could have been manipulating them. Had them on, the strings. They were somebody's puppet. Somebody was controlling them. Y'all see that? Trapped in a cycle of consumption and never satisfied. Shallow satisfaction from consumerism is short-lived. Monetary chains hold you back from true happiness. So maybe this is somebody who had monetary chains to somebody, huh? They money was somebody else's money. Okay, Spirit, I seen that one kind of jump. Wow. Somebody who worshiped money, huh? That's crazy how that card jumped. This card says, self-interest rules decisions and disregards fairness. Values are for sale to the highest bidder. Money comes first and ethical concerns come second. Damn. Confirmation of that energy, huh? Collective. Huh, stud stars? My stars, y'all. Are y'all in the building? Are y'all following this story? Somebody was all about the money. And it could have been a karmic. Could have been this person too, which is why they probably were drawn to this karmic. Or maybe they were already attached, y'all. Take it how it resonates. They were already attached to this person that was controlling them for their money. But this is somebody, as we can see, who was money focused. Their self-interest didn't matter. Their self-interest was all that mattered. That's crazy how that came out the first time, right? Maybe that's how they were. Condemnation. This is somebody who now is feeling like they're being condemned. Like everybody's pointing the finger. It says public scrutiny causes you to question your worth and motives. Facing public opinion challenges your resilience and resolve. So see, this is somebody who may have felt like they were going to be talked about pretty bad if they married you. Which could have been the reason why they didn't choose you. Maybe this person was already married, like I was saying, and didn't want to get out of this commitment that they were already in out of the fear of being condemned. But if they not getting along, if all these, unexpected disputes and rising tensions are building up, maybe somebody's realizing that it's time to get out of this marriage so they could come in and have this one last chance with you after wearing this social mask. This is their energy, y'all. I cannot make it up. And I knew that I was on to something in the very beginning when I walked in the building. Do y'all remember when I was telling y'all they had to lie to kick it when you love somebody? There it is right there. They thought that they had to lie to kick it in this marriage because they were too worried about what other people were saying if they left that family that they were already in. Remember the family card? And right now, the song that's playing, No Lie, on Spirit Radio is Donnell Jones, Where I Wanna Be. Where they want to be is with you, collective, but they were stuck in a commitment with somebody who had monetary chains on them. Remember the puppet card? at the bottom of the deck, somebody who had them attached by the strings and was controlling them, probably using them for their money. Wow. Acting like they were happy when they really weren't happy, collective. This card says, wearing a mask to hide true emotions and avoid vulnerability, offering surface smiles to hide deeper pain. So yeah, they weren't happy in that marriage, but see, now things aren't working out. Maybe, you know, they're constantly fighting now and possibly separating because somebody's learning their divine lesson. You know, when you marry to somebody, it's supposed to be, you know, a vow, you know, made to be in union, you know, spiritually together, right? With the Most High ordaining the union. It being a divine connection when Spirit ordains it. But this connection, this marriage that they were in, maybe they're realizing wasn't a divine connection. It was a karmic connection. If they're constantly fighting, if things aren't working out, right, collective? Hey, you know what? I really got, you know, I'm pressed for time this morning, but I'm going to try to get one more oracle, okay? Ooh, look how Spirit gave me the card deck. Now, that could mean something. Somebody might not want this judgment. You know, what spiritual court may have decided. Or, you know, maybe this connection is in spiritual court right now. You know, maybe there's a divorce happening. Somebody dealing with legal matters, trying to get away from somebody. But that could be also, like I said, somebody not wanting a judgment. You know, spiritual court could have cut the cord with this connection. You know, put somebody else on the path, which is why now they want the one last chance, right? Ooh. Okay, Spirit. Two cards. Spiritual connection. Coming out with death. Now, didn't I say that court case was in the reverse? Somebody not wanting this judgment. It basically came out. We got the Grim Reaper right here. And you know the Grim Reaper is no second chances. You don't get a second chance. There's been an ending. Bottom of the deck. Right. Because this went to spiritual court. What this person did. How they treated you in the past. Which is why this had to end. Because they didn't want to change. All they cared about was money. They were on the seesaw. Where all they cared about was themselves. It said money comes first. And ethical concerns. Wow, look at this, y'all. Look at this. Somebody's low on fuel. It's in the upright and crossing because it's to the left. If it was to the, I'm sorry, it's to the right. But if it was to the left, that would be the reverse and crossing. This is the upright and crossing. That last line said, money comes first and ethical concerns come second. This is somebody who still might be an energy vampire to you. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. Wow. This is a nympho. This is somebody who sounds like they have a sex addiction. And that could be another reason why this connection, this spiritual connection, had to end. Because somebody needs to work on their sex addiction. Wow. Okay. Wasting time. Spirit said, this is somebody who is coming in to waste your time, collective. Because they're still suffering from this ego. With this little wee energy. Wow. And maybe that little wee energy is focused on money. Like all they care about is money. So this could be somebody who, collective, still could be wearing a mask. And this could be you that learned your lesson, right? But this is saying that this is them learning a lesson, but possibly still in a dark energy, coming in as an energy vampire. They're still, not in the right energy. They're wasting your time. And maybe this is somebody who wants to keep you on the down low because they're married to somebody. I don't know. They still could be married to somebody, or they could be going to court trying to get away from someone with that unchanged being in the upright and crossing. Like they could be making some changes. You see what I mean? Which is why they want to come in for the one last chance. Collective, I'm going to have to get some tarot on this and get out of here. This looks like an energy update. Spirit showing us the Lovers card. A choice in lovers. You just may have a choice in lovers, collective. Or this could be someone feeling like they want you, the other choice that they had in lovers, because they see you in this Nine of Pentacles energy. They want to come back towards you feeling like you could be a soulmate. But they're coming in to waste your time, collective. They're low on fuel. That's all this is. They over there fighting with somebody. And that probably got their energy drained. So they like, let me come recharge with you, collective. Don't fall for it. Look, Spirit left that card on that card, y'all. Let's see it. I'm curious. What'd I tell y'all? Ace of Wands. Somebody wants a passionate new beginning. They want to start all over with you for this one last chance. But there's an ending. Wow. There's an ending. This is somebody who wants to talk to you in this King of Swords energy. Oop, it fell to the floor, y'all. It fell to the floor. And it looks like, wow, it's crossing. Okay, Spirit. It fell out like that. So that's my Three of Pentacles. Now looking like it's in the reverse and crossing. So that could be you don't want to work with them anymore. Three of Pentacles. You don't want to collaborate anymore. But it's crossing because I guess Spirit is trying to say the choice is yours. Like, you know, even though there's been an ending, you know, because the ball is in your court, like it's given like a test, like you being tested. They want to collaborate with you, but you see the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is somebody who thinks that, well, either A, they can still play mind games with you. They still might want to come in and manipulate you. Or this is somebody who could feel like they're defeated because they know that they're not going to awaken, or they're not awakened. They haven't ascended. So they could be over here resorting to spell work. Because they may see you over here in the energy of celebrating right now. Celebrating with friends and family. You know, you happy. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. They see you happy without them. And there's been an ending. I cannot make this up. Death card behind the Three of Cups. An ending with this Queen of Cups. They see you over here happy right now, celebrating, possibly making new friends. And they're still not on the right vibration. They still got this little wee energy, y'all. Okay? You know, wanting a passionate new beginning with you. Maybe they still need to do the work, but possibly not doing the work because they too busy focused on you. You know, wondering who is getting your energy. I'm going to get a closing energy with the dice, y'all, and then I got to run. We have Gemini energy followed by the 12. It looks like it's in the reverse. And then we have the lunar node. That looks like ascending. Because if it was in the reverse, it would be lunar node descending. I'm going to have to verify that, but I feel like this is the lunar node ascending. But it's facing the reverse and crossing. Which for me, it's just giving that this is somebody who's still operating in a lower vibration. You know, their lunar node in the reverse and crossing is south node energy. But with it being crossing, see, we keep getting this crossing energy, like it's on the fence, like somebody's with the 12 being in the reverse is somebody who is in the hangman in the reverse. You know, somebody who is stuck, hanging, right? Having a change in perspective. But this could be spirit trying to let you know that they're no longer stuck with the 12 being in the reverse. Like now, you know, they know, or could be, you know, sure now. like now they know what they want, but they're still in a low vibration. Okay, collective. I'm gonna have to leave it there. You know, because it's crazy. Even with the twin energy coming out, you know, the twins could represent the lovers. The twins could be, you know, you having another choice in lovers because somebody is still in their south node, trying to come in for this passionate new beginning because they feel like they know what they want now. You know, they're no longer in the hangman. You know, they know, you know, that they want to come in and collaborate with you, but Spirit has already warned us, you're going to be wasting your time because this person hasn't done the work. And I'm just curious, y'all. I just want to see somebody over here feeling like you're incomparable. But Spirit said it's not the right time. You see there? It's not the right time because they still got to do that shadow work. This is somebody who's trying to skip their shadow work, still operating in that south node energy, but possibly awakening because they have a little clarity now. You know, the clarity is now they want you. You know, now you could be the real divine partner because they're learning a lesson. The person they was with was a karmic, you know, partner. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. They're learning now that that person that they could have been married to was a karmic partner, but still not doing the shadow work. You know, they can't just jump out of one situation and come back to you, you know, without doing any work, which is why you are being protected from this person currently because they're still in energy vampire mode. They got to do the work. Okay, collective? So much love and so much light. And if you're still here by the end of this video, can you like, please, and subscribe, please, to the channel? I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And until the next time, namaste.